Good morning, everybody. Another issue that we come into contact with when we do structural modeling is that we've got some gaps in our walls, expansion joints, and we'd like to have our analytical model connect up to the beams, which you can see over here. Let's see what happens when we create. You can already see here there's a problem. Let's see what happens when we create a split within that model. So we'll look at that from an elevation south. Here we can see where we'd like to create that expansion joint. We can split with gap. In this case, the gap that we're looking for is, I think, 10 millimeters. It's quite a small gap. And let's see that we can do that. Split with gap of 10. Hover in, and it's kind of close on there. It's not perfect. Let's move this across just a tiny bit. Let's have a look at that in the ground for work in progress. Maybe a little bit up. It's too high. Let's lift up the cut plane a bit. VR for visibly graphic, for view range. I'm not exactly sure 100. It's not quite. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want to see. Alright. Just drag this a tiny bit shorter. If we had to do this in plan, it would be easier. And we'd like to center it. Will this work? Let's make that equal. No. I'm going to bring this dimension in closer. Let's recreate it on the scale. There we go. It's now centered. Right, so let's go and have a look at what happened to the wall in the south elevation. There we can see it's got the gap. It's perfectly positioned. And it looks great. This is perfect for somebody that's in the construction industry because they've now got a wall on the left hand side and a wall on the right hand side, and they can schedule that to be constructed at a different time from each other or get quantities for it and so forth. This is how they'd like it to be. So, but what about the analytical model? Obviously we'd like to have the analytical model behave as if this node is connected to the beam. Let's have a look at this node. It says it's unconnected. That node, it's unconnected. So in a structural analytical model, this would not make sense. Luckily for us, and this is again where there's quite a bit of sort of drafting involved, is when we do create split walls like this around a column in the analytical model, then we can analytically adjust the model. Remember, if you hover over white space over here, you'll get instructions as to what you're supposed to do on the left hand side there. So it will say to you, click to select, or tab for alternatives, control and add, shift and unselect. Alright. So we're going to do a wall adjustment. We're going to do the analytical wall adjustment, and it says pick analytical wall for adjustment. This wall. Pick the target analytical model the column. And it will adjust the analytical model so that it connects to the column. You can do it again. That's the wall at the top, and then we're going to do the wall at the bottom. So we're going to choose wall adjustment, this wall onto that column, wall adjustment, wall onto column, and finish. Now these nodes are connected, and they will play a role in the structural analytical model if it were to be taken through into Robot and an analysis done on that. Alright, so the upshot of what we've learned in this video is that yes, we can create split gaps within our walls, and when we do, we enable the contractor to have separate walls that they can work with, but we need to remember to adjust the structural analytical model so that it attaches to the columns. I hope this will help you in your future structural modeling in Revit. If you have any questions, please let us know here at Micrographics so that we may assist you with that. Until next time, enjoy Reviting.